Oh man. Y'all good? Y'all ready?
Ready.
Bet. Welcome back, everybody. Was It Good Though podcast. We are here, episode 17. Of course, it's October. So you already know what it is. We got your horror movie vibes again. This week we're doing The Black Phone. The Black Phone came out June. Actually, scratch that. Let me do that over.
Let's be organic.
We're gonna be organic, right? Don't even edit this out.
Hey, Jason,
Let it rock.
you see how quick that move?
Yeah, let it rock. Let it rock.
Karma works fast.
Is that Karma? I don't think it's Karma.
It is.
Oh, Karma is switching up on me. All right, cool. What's It Good Though podcast, episode 18. Of course, we're here to debate, discuss, review, disagree, some of your favorite movies and TV shows, old and new. Of course, I'm one of your hosts, Chris. We got Jazz. Jazz, how you feeling today?
I'm good.
Let it hear it. Jason, what's good? How you doing?
I'm well, man. Ready for today.
All right, sounds good to me. You already know what it is. We in October, so we got to hit y'all with the horror movies. This week we're going to be doing The Black Phone. The Black Phone. This movie came out earlier this year. I believe it's in like June or something like that. But we're gonna hit y'all with it for the Halloween movie review. Pretty good cast. Ethan Hawke, the kid actors, did a good job. So we just gonna touch on a little bit of that for y'all. Jason, you want to take the lead on this episode this week, episode 17?
I got you. This week we on Black Phone. If you haven't seen it, we will be spoiling this movie. A lot of different experiences going into it, but I want to start first by talking about Scott Derrickson. He did Doctor Strange. He did the Exorcism of Emily Rose, and he also did Sinister. And this movie here had a lot of sinister vibes with it, and it also had two returning people. I can think of two: Ethan Hawke, and we had James. Yes. Oh, I thought you was gonna say something.
I was, because I'm just like Jason over here dropping who's in the movie when they could be somebody's Link of Thrones.
And... Oh, I was just saying, when he worked with them before and he brought them back, so the chemistry of the actual people. So going into Black Phone, we kind of open up. We in the 70s, super Halloween vibes that's going on. We had a baseball game. We're going to a baseball game. We have our main character Lenny. Finney. I'm sorry, Finney. Finney is the gentleman. Finney is at the. He's a pitcher. He's at the mound. He's trying to strike out the guy Bruce. He gets him down 0-2, but Bruce overcomes, knocks it out the park, and he tells him, you got a super strong arm. Going into and then after we actually game, we see Bruce is like super popular in the neighborhood. He's riding around, and we get this first introduction to this black band, and it kind of fades out. How did y'all feel about the scene? Well, the opening scene, how it actually opens, but also the fade out of the villain or the van as Bruce is riding his bike.
I'll say it definitely gave me some Halloween horror movie in the 80s type of energy. I know that you mentioned it was set in the 70s, but it's just with them doing that dark fade to where you don't see anything on film. It's just you're left to interpret what exactly happened with Bruce. But in it, you see a kid and then you see a black or a white van. Oh, that kid is out of here. Yeah. Like anybody driving around one of them, it's like you got to be a little suspect of the behavior. But and it's sad because we were introduced to Bruce, but then he's gone, and so you just like, oh, I guess he wasn't just whatever character, but he seemed like a nice kid, going against somebody at a baseball game. He wasn't talking shit. He wasn't doing none of that. He was like, congratulations, just having good sportsmanship. So
he did.
Yeah, that fade.
What about you, Chris? What was your vibe so early on into the movie?
I ain't gonna lie, when it opened up at a baseball game, I almost fell asleep. I was like, baseball is like really
Damn, Chris,
the worst sport.
They weren't even playing that long.
Yeah, baseball's trash.
Man, Chris lying because he was just talking about going to go see Love and Baseball the other day.
He did say that, didn't he?
That's not even. Is that even a movie?
Chris, you tell us. you're gonna go see it.
It's the white version of Love and Basketball.
See, that's how you know you're lying, because the white version and stuff, that's Jason's vibe. So nah, I ain't gonna see that. Nah, but I like the opening, like you said, with the it was very eerie. You knew something was coming, but they opened up with innocence. Like it's a baseball game. Kids, that's what they do. And of course we see the abduction and everything that's going on. It's sort of like stripping the innocence away, like early on. So, off the bat. And then like you said, like Jazz said, anytime you see, any black man, white man, whatever, it ain't good news. So I like the tone it's early.
Definitely not. And then we formally get introduced to Finn. He's at home with his family eating cereal. We see the dad seems very disturbed, not the best of dads within this situation. The story kind of opens up and it kind of goes into why he's acting the way he's acting in here. And then you have my favorite, we have Gwen. But how did y'all feel about Gwen and the getting introduced to Gwen in this opening scene?
You gonna take it first, Chris?
No, I enjoyed it. It sort of stood out, and like early on, I hadn't seen the movie yet, but just early on, I really liked what I was getting. I thought he was gonna get a really good performance. Again, as I said earlier, a lot of these actors outside of Ethan Hawke, I'm not really too familiar with, especially the kid actors. So usually when you have kid actors in these type of films, they usually put on a really good performance. So I was excited for Gwen. Let's see where she's going. She didn't disappoint either. So we'll get into that a little bit later. Yeah, shout out to Gwen.
Gwen is definitely she getting all the props for this film. But this opening scene, it was it actually kind of a bit reminded me of the movie It. Only because of one of the main characters, the girl in the group, she had an abusive father. So the dad in this was definitely giving off those vibes because he's reading his newspaper and Finn is, slurping his tea or his milk or whatever he was eating. His cereal. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, that would have irritated me. Imagine somebody sitting across from you and they slurping and you just like, damn, can it be any louder? But obviously how the dad reacted to that, it's just, you could easily say, could you please stop doing that? And then when Gwen came into the kitchen, she accidentally slammed the door of the little toaster oven, and then the dad he looked like he wanted to snap.
Yeah.
And then Finn reacted as well because Finn was just like, he's on edge today. Like,
please don't do it, Daddy.
Right, exactly. So it's given one of those movies where you're like, okay, Finn definitely seems like the softer, positive kid with an abusive father. And it's just like, oh shit, what's gonna happen to these kids? Even though y'all know I don't fuck with kids, but I was just like, I don't want nothing to happen to them because, innocence and all that. But
Exactly. Well, this is one of the first movies I will say when it comes to kids, I wasn't annoyed at all.
Right.
From either of the leads. Finn was a great character to me. He had a great character development throughout the actual story based on the stuff that goes on with him. And Gwen, she has a great developing, I don't know. I feel like they both are leads. I wouldn't say she was a supporting actor to him because she had a breakout throughout the actual movie, and she was probably the standout person within this movie, aside from the grabber. But the kids are leaving. They leave. They're heading to school. They see the missing poster of Bruce. Bruce is missing. Finn is kind of afraid to say the grabber because I guess he's superstitious. He feels like if he begins to acknowledge this, it'll actually happen to him. And as they're on the way to school, they run into his one of his only friends, Robin. Robin is putting hands on the school bully, and this is what we've been. We always talk about how the bullies are super amplified. These actual movies in these actual time, but we finally get that little guy who got hands, and he put hands on that boy's head without anything. And go ahead, Chris.
Nah, he hit him with that spinning kick. I was like, oh, you gotta run home after that, boy. You see him winding up for that? You gotta dip now.
Man. This is what I wanted Eleven to do in the latest season of Stranger Things. I wanted her to roll up on Angela and just beat that bitch in the face. But we saw what she did. It's like, damn, Elle took an L. But
bars.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Wow.
I guess.
Look how many episodes it took.
Listen, look, Jazz got the album. Jazz got the album coming out next summer. She been stepping it up lately. I see it. She getting ready.
Yeah, what we got? I said 50. We got 16 episodes. At 17, Chris has finally acknowledged Jazz in her bars.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, we gotta get a round of applause for that. Round of
That's
applause.
growth right there.
Thank you.
As the kid, as the kids going to school, we kind of get more development when it comes to Finn. Finn in class, he, like I say, kind of to himself, kind of shy, standoffish. As soon as class is over, he's running, he's jetting up out there, bitch. But we see, he got some other bullies that's interested in him, and he runs into the bathroom, try to hide. And during the same exact time, Robin pulls up. Like I said, Robin, his homeboy, Robin, he's cleaning his hand, bloody. And he was like, man, my hand been bleeding all first period. And man, teeth was sharper than I thought, but it's all good. And the kids kind of like, they kind of waiting. He was like, nah, y'all, hold on. Y'all, if y'all fuck with him, y'all gotta fuck with me. So the kids, they dip out, within that situation. But while he's here, we have Gwen. Gwen gets called into the office. Gwen, this is when we get introduced to Gwen's gift. She has this gift of she's dreaming when she's sleeping. She's vividly seeing different stuff that goes on, so she can see. Supposedly, she can see when the grabber is doing stuff, what he's leaving in these spots. What did y'all feel about what did y'all think about this scene when Gwen gets interrogated by the officers at school?
I first thought Gwen, it's only one Gwen because she's not dreaming of herself anywhere else. She's seeing other visions. So she's like America Chavez. That's a Marvel Doctor Strange.
Yeah, look at. I'm surprised she acknowledged America Chavez. She's hating on her.
Shut the fuck up, Chris. Go ahead, Jason.
Am I lying? I mean, Jazz hated her there.
I didn't. She was an annoying kid there. No. Was she not annoying?
Not to me, but to each his own.
Fuck out of here. Anyway, Jason, I thought this scene was hilarious because we realized Gwen is about that life. Gwen is spicy as hell. And she out here like, y'all two cops get the fuck out my face. Because she's just looking at him just like, not trying to reveal her gift too much because obviously we realize later in the film, the reaction she gets when she tells people her gifts. And so she's just like, I don't know if it was real or not. And they just like, well, you mentioned that you saw the black balloons. We haven't even said anything about that detail. And you knew about it because she told her friend's sister whose brother was snatched up.
One of the missing kids.
One of the missing kids.
She went to her.
Right. So basically it's as if Gwen had information that the police hadn't made public. And so she's just like, well, what the fuck you thought I did? You think I got a connection with somebody like in y'all law enforcement, or you think I'm the grabber? She was just like, the fuck are y'all talking about? And they are not even reacting. They just looking at her like, damn, we don't have nothing to say. That girl is bitching us in the principal's office. And I think the principal was black. She just like, Gwen at it again.
So she said, Gwen, you gotta relax. Gotta relax.
Yeah, she seemed kind of wild for somebody that has the type of father that she does. Because normally kids are, if they got like real strict parents, they not really cussing and nothing in front of it, like authorities or teachers. But Gwen a thug.
That could be her way of rebellion. Pretty much, she's restricted at home, so she feel like she could just take it out everywhere.
That sounds like people that was locked up when they was in high school and they finally went to college and just turned into.
Oh yeah.
That's a big one. That's a big one. And after we leave the actual scene, we go back to the actual home. Finn, like I said, more development with him. He's really scary. He's watching the movie. Nothing really scary is happening, but he's trying to again keep from waking his dad. But he falls asleep, wakes up to his sister getting beat by his dad. The police went to her job, talking to him about what she knew, and they're trying to figure out how she knew what she knew. She's beating him, and she, like you said, Jazz, she a G. Dad is a drunk. She told him, if you keep on touching me, I'm gonna break this bottle. He said, you didn't. He definitely broke it.
She didn't even hesitate. Yo, she was like, what the fuck you about to do? And I like how they showed Finn during that just to see his reaction, because he was just like, damn.
Yeah, don't do
get her
it.
ass beat again.
Yeah. Nah, but even with Gwen, this whole scene, like the way she acted when she was getting beat by her dad, I was just like, yeah. She's definitely standing out. She was a great actress. She did a really good job.
She is, and this is not the first time we actually get introduced to the mother, because we she's not here. We don't know where she is. Single dad. It looks like within here, the dad mentions what she also could do. So It was as if maybe this was passed down from the mother to Gwen. Then we get the scene of we figure out that Robin gets kidnapped. Robin gets kidnapped after school. People are calling around trying to figure out what's going on. And Finn, he afraid. He kind of tells his sister, "Hey, do that thing that you do with with your actual dream." But of course, Robin was kind of like a guardian for Finn. So because he's no longer there, now the bullies are now just openly jumping Finn. But again, Jazz, your girl, she pops up. She ain't taking no shit. What you got in this?
This scene was wild.
Yeah,
like what did y'all think about this scene? It was what, 3 versus
3?
2?
It was 3. Well, 3 on 1. She just jumped in.
She came up with the rock. Yeah.
Oh, she fucked him up.
Yeah. So this movie was set. I believe it's set like in the 70s or something. It was set, different time. Okay, so like we saw Stranger Things and we talked about, I believe, like the bullies, like how they was like way violent back in the day, like mad violent and everything. So I saw that too. And then even with Gwen, she came up, she grabbed a big old rock and just like busted dude upside his head. And then they beating her up. I'm just like, it's just mad violent. But yeah, I guess that's what it was back in the day. I don't know.
And the dude like kicked her in the face.
Yeah, he kicked her in the face.
The fuck?
She bowed out after that. She was like, I ain't getting no more.
Chris, you saw what she did.
Yeah, she went right up beside the dude she hit in the head. I was like, all right, you got it.
She cried here like, nah, I'm done. I'm done with this. You got it. You got it. Take your ass whooping like the rest of us, boy. Hold on. So, like I said, after we have this, we go back into the actual school. Finn, he's interested in one of the students. He's kind of scared, kind of nervous to actually speak to her. She actually speaks to him. He's happy. He gets his lab partner, and as he's leaving school, his sister finds out about it. She kind of teasing him about what's going on, but she's going a different direction. He's like, "Wait, where you going?" He's like, it's Friday. I'm going to my homegirl's house. And of course, whenever Finn gets left alone, something negative happens or something bad. He runs into the grabber. I don't know. I guess maybe like these kids are a bit too friendly because like if I just see a random man pull up in a van talking about some magic tricks in a situation where some kids have been going missing, there is no awareness. There's no paying attention. But again, that's just how people play onto kids.
Yeah, the innocence.
So like I said, so our boy Finn, he gets snatched up. But then I guess I don't know if the balloon thing was like a thing for the guy. Like he puts balloons in the car, and then whenever he takes them, he just leaves them like it's some Ripley type thing. Like this is.
I don't understand how nobody was able to find him because he was snatching up kids a lot. Like this motherfucker snatched up like 5. So y'all mean to tell me, right? Y'all don't realize ain't nobody keeping a lookout for a big van? Because it's not. I mean, he wasn't smooth with it, like at all. Somebody looking out their window see a kid get snatched up and put in a black van with black balloons.
Yeah,
that shit is very suspicious. So every time I see a movie with these small towns where kids get snatched up, and I just be like, why does this keep happening? Like, do y'all not have good police? Like, it's just have a buddy system.
Man, back in the day, it was people back in the day, that neighborhood watch thing was a big thing, but I feel like people was probably so afraid of what was going on, they stayed out of people's business or stayed out of it, because when you look at it, you never really seen a lot of people outside. You never really seen, unless they were at an event or like they were doing something that was going on. You never really saw when they was out doing a search, when they was looking for the kids, whenever they went missing. And we finally get introduced to Ethan Hawke's character as the grabber. So what did you think about this first interaction? We seen like a faded picture of him. We seen a glint. Like the first when Bruce got snatched, it was just a van. When Robin got snatched, you seen his clothes. But this time we actually see his face as he's messing with Finn, and he talks about doing the magic trick. And then he takes him, as he's grabbing Finn, he keeps this little a spaceship that has a light on it with him, and he's able to cut him deep enough where he gets cut. And then we get introduced to Ethan in the actual basement. What did y'all think about Ethan as the villain in this story?
Man, Ethan got range. He came
Yeah.
across very like real creepy, but still mysterious in a way. And I like that it was, stayed that way throughout the whole movie. He was just mad creepy. Like sometimes like when you get certain people, and even with the mask that he had on, like even when he kidnapped Finn, he had like some white paint on his face. So I guess that was his whole magician shtick. But like you didn't see like his full face. You can make out what he looked like. But then even when he was in the basement talking to him and just the whole conversation and everything that he was talking about, it was just he gave off eerie vibes really well. I like the tone that he set. And like you said, Jason, they showed they didn't give the full um the grabber right away. Like we got different pieces of him when he was grabbing the two kids. Then when he got Finn, we see actually who was actually doing this. So I thought that was dope.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Chris. It was like super creepy, but then I
Yeah.
also thought with his mask, I was just like, can you imagine like 2 years ago walking in a grocery store, somebody with a mask on
It
like
was
that?
very, yeah, it
I
could
mean,
happen.
no, I'm just saying because of COVID and everybody
Yeah,
still
yeah,
wearing masks.
yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying.
like,
They were wearing different types of masks. Like
but you
Yeah.
think like if somebody would have walked in the store with that shit on,
I feel like people was walking around with scream masks. I know somebody had to. Somebody
stop
definitely
it.
had a scream. Somebody definitely had a scream mask back in 2020.
that's like stop. You think somebody did that before me?
No, I'm like, you saw me? Nah, but like but it was definitely creepy, and I was just and like his tone, how he was talking to Finney, he's just like
Mhm.
it just seemed so soft and not aggressive,
Yeah,
which made it even more creepier.
yeah.
Because normally villains try to have that deep voice, and Finn seemed real cool during this situation, like real
Surprisingly
relaxed.
so.
And I know Jason always say you shouldn't panic when you're in situations, but if you wake up in a damn basement like Finn did on a nasty mattress that stink and look like somebody pissed on it 4 times, you're not gonna panic.
Four times is funny.
Yeah, that's
Nah,
wild. That's wild vivid. Like
I gotta give you visuals so you can see like
I'm smelling this basement at this point.
exactly.
It's
So you
like
definitely
that's
in panic mode.
yeah. Nah, in being kidnapped. Yeah, I don't like being constrained. I mean, he wasn't constrained, but yeah, and I don't like being constrained. So yeah, that would have freaked me out, you know. And within this movie, they did the because I don't. So I guess you could classify it as horror, but like I get like the suspense thriller type
yeah.
thing. 'Cause
Same.
within it, it wasn't really you didn't really get too many. Like I wasn't scared, but it was just like man, it was a lot of super tense moments. And then
Right.
he sleep, he wakes up, he's sitting there, and he feel he gets a feeling of something, and it's
Yeah.
the grabber behind him sitting just watching him. He was like, "What are you doing?" No, I just want to watch you.
Just watching you. Yeah. And like you
Like
said, that soft tone voice. Like it, we talked about Finn not being scared. That probably was a part of it because he didn't get that, oh my God, fear. It was just like this creepy dude with a mask got this soft tone voice. So he's sort of putting you, yeah, he's sort of putting you at ease. And then even when he was watching him, he was like, oh, just watching you. I was like, what is this? Like, what are you doing? It's like mad weird. Like, but yeah, he did a good job. It was just creepy.
So you think Finn was probably calling him a bitch in his mind? Like, why this bitch in here?
not at first, he wasn't.
Yeah, nah, he was still scared.
Because he was like, if you just let me out, you can blindfold me, let me out, and I won't say a word. I just want to leave. And he's in the actual so the grabber leaves. He actually said he was going to feed him, but not now. He got to do it later. And Finn begins to investigate the room. He picks up, tries to pick up the phone, but he sees the phone is just there and it's not connected to anything. But the phone begins to ring.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first people he speaks to on this phone was Bruce. One of the guys, I think the guy who he was second to last snatch, but he actually speaking to him, the baseball player, and he, same thing he said when he was on the field, he was actually saying, and like the stuff he was saying, he was telling him stuff, but at the same time he was saying stuff that really didn't make sense, and he was
Right.
trying to piece these things together. So we see this is somewhat of a gift. Of the two gifts that these kids have, do y'all have a preference on which one that you would like to have?
The dreams. The dreams. Why you look like that?
What was the other gift?
But I guess he's assuming like hearing the dead.
The son, does he can talk? He's talking to the dead, like he can.
Oh.
They're guiding him, unless you feel like it was his conscience.
No, I
Unless you,
was gonna ask y'all how y'all thought that was happening,
Mhm.
of how he was able to communicate with them. And I
Yeah.
thought it was something that the grabber said when Finney was telling him, I'm going to scream for help, or when he was trying to talk, use the phone, and then the grabber just told him, like, that phone's never worked. And I think he said something about the, I can't remember what he said, but it's like insulated in that room, which is if someone is screaming, you can't hear anything back. But I wasn't sure if it was like maybe a type of energy that was in that certain area, since that's where he killed the kids, to where their spirits were still there. So I was gonna ask y'all what y'all thought about that, unless I just went to a
It
totally
could be.
different.
No, I feel like it can be a little bit of. I feel
road.
like I feel like it can be a little bit of both. But for me, I felt like it was a gift. You know, it was a part of gift because remember he said, well, the dad previously when he was talking to the daughter about people telling people what they can hear and see, it's not good because he said your mom could hear and see things, and that wasn't, and that ultimately is what took her life. So she can see, he can hear within that scenario. So I just felt like it was something that she passed along to him. But I also think with Finney, it was because of who he was and how he was. Because everybody that was snatched, he researched them and like he looked them up. He read the newspaper and stuff like that. So he knew of these people just enough to know, of them and like their voices, but also he had a connection to them in some type of way, even if it was just from the actual newspaper. So I feel like it was a mix of his conscience, what he wanted to say, how he feel like the person would have felt, but what he also knew about them, all intertwined into one. But Bruce gives him, the idea in there to well, he was telling him to how to escape, and he was telling him, just dig in the actual foundation of the ground, and we see, he basically a little baby home alone inside the actual room as he's digging, and then the mask begins to feed him as he's in the room, which I have ate the food that was being given to you.
See, it's easy to say no, but like I don't know how long he was there, but you got to eat eventually. So it's you really don't have a choice.
If I'm hungry and I'm in somebody's basement where I'm like, they probably gonna kill me anyway, I don't want to die hungry.
That's a
Being
good way of looking
hungry
at
is
it too.
terrible. So, and then it drains your energy. So okay, you feed me so I can have some energy to try to scratch you to where it can look suspicious.
Yeah,
But if I'm
maybe an
sitting there,
escape or something. Yeah,
right, if I'm sitting there like drained, irritated, tired, and hungry, I can't fight nobody off. It's gonna be like, take me, fuck all of this.
She's like, you got it, champ. I can't eat.
Right. So,
and then like I said, so he gets another call. He gets another call on the phone, but this time it's Billy. Billy is calling because he sees that the mask or the grabber has left the door just a little bit ajar. As he's thinking about going up, and he's like, "Hey, don't you do that? Like, he's up there. He's waiting for you to come up there. Just waiting for you to slip." And I guess he just confirms what's going on with it, and he goes up there and he sees he's sitting up there, no shirt on in the bed. Which I would try to make a run for. Well, which I have tried to make a run for it.
That's tough because like I don't know the house. Like I don't know
based
where
on the phone call. Just based on the phone call you have, he told you don't run. Would you have tried?
Nah. I'm going to trust the kid that died here to for me because he might know more information than me that can help me survive. So
it's some big super Sixth Sense vibes. He's hearing these different voices. The kids that have passed. But then
how do y'all feel about Finney's, like, his energy right now? He's locked in his basement and got kidnapped, and he's gotten 2 phone calls from Ghost on a dead phone.
Yeah.
I think it's considering that he's kidnapped, any bit of hope is help right now. So I'm not even.
But hold on. So getting a phone call from Ghost wouldn't make you sit there like, I don't went insane. You saying it like, oh, there's some hope right here. So that means,
hey, I'm telling you,
y'all believe in ghosts?
Yeah, but like I feel like if you know.
Hold on, Chris. I'm sorry to cut you off. Jason, I need you to say your answer out loud. We have listeners. Everyone doesn't watch.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
All right, thank you, Jason. Because if you was gonna say you believe in ghosts and not dinosaurs, my nigga, we was about to shut this conversation.
Hey, that's not.
I
That's
don't-
not fair. That's not fair. Because I do believe in God, so I know there are some entities I cannot explain, but I don't believe in ghosts. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Chris. Don't
Don't
worry.
try to. I'm not gonna try to understand.
Chris,
No, you got it, Jason. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
Not gonna try to make sense of that. But no, like Jason said, I mean, it's tough when you're in a situation like you pretty much feel like you're doomed anyway. And it's not like the ghosts were like haunting him or anything like that. They're trying to help him. So at that point, I'm just gonna accept the help and ask questions later. At that point, if it helps me survive, then I'm all for it.
So if Casper rode up on you, you just
Well,
like,
well, Casper's friendly, so I take that.
I mean, we just did 13 ghosts, so in between Casper and the 13,
Yeah, give me Casper. Yeah, nah.
They got
damn,
bad vibes.
we are
Definitely
doing
added it.
ghost a lot.
We are.
That's
We
the
are.
thing.
It's a thing.
We're gonna get some slashes in there.
We got to. We got to.
As long as it ain't Scream 3, I'm straight. Sorry, that was
You know
unnecessary.
what?
That was
It got-
unnecessary.
It's some
That was
ghosts in
very
there.
unnecessary.
Look, what you say, Jason?
You're right. It does
It's
have a
some
ghost
ghosts
in
in,
there.
it's some ghosts in there.
See, I did that. See, yeah,
You didn't know what you was doing.
but Jason got my back, so it works out. Tag team champions.
All right. So, within this, we go to school. We at the school with Gwen. Gwen, her vibes are super down because but she lost her best. Like that's like her best friend. Her brother's like her best friend. The teacher allows her to go to the counseling office, and she goes to sleep. And she also dreams about Billy. She sees Billy. I believe Billy was the paper boy because he didn't want to be caught. Which nice little call out. Just did Atlanta, so that's nice to see Paperboy's back. So
like that.
she gets the actual this vibe, but then she sees her brother trying to escape from whatever house it is. So she's going off her visions and she's just looking. She's going through the neighborhood, and again, I don't understand. These kids are just out here moving around and grooving. No help, nobody with them, trying to figure out, trying to, solve the case, but also, get her brother. What you got, Jazz? Like you finna say something.
Why her dad ain't got her locked in the house? His son already gone.
He might be drunk. Too drunk to think about it.
This is true. All right. That's all I had. Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
facts, Chris.
Within this, we see Billy. He tells him to use a cord, try to climb out the actual window if possible, because the little bottle begins to spin on the ground and points up. That didn't really seem like a good idea. I don't know what they were trying to get at, but it was a guard up against the actual window. So he able to pull the guard down, but he wasn't able to get out of the actual one. It kind of hurts himself.
He fucked himself.
Yeah.
Did you see that fall? Oh my God. Man, I know he got a concussion after that. I was just like, oh man,
I
I
mean,
mean, have to get stitches.
But like Robin eventually tells him, he can take a punch, he can fall, he can get back up, so he's okay. He was okay. Then that's it. Gwen, she like you said, the OG, the young OG, she finally steps up to her dad, kind of opens up to him within that scenario and kind of tells him, well, she asked him before she actually tells him, what if, what I feel or what I think within these scenarios could actually help us within this situation. As we get the breakdown of what happened to the mom. With the mom, she's committed suicide based on the things that her mind was or whatever was talking to her, as well as the visions that she was seeing. What did y'all think about this scene of the actual dad? The dad and Gwen with this reveal here.
I thought it was a very good character switch because he's now someone that we did not see at the beginning of this movie.
Yeah.
And him, I'm so glad that he decided to listen to Gwen and be like, okay, I do want to get Finney back. Because if he was to be like, no, because normally when we see films like this to where the child is trying to explain to the adult their visions and what they're seeing, the adult just dust it off as if it's not anything important. But we got the opposite here, which I definitely appreciated because it helped Gwen, because at one point she wasn't seeing any visions.
Mhm.
So I think it definitely helped out her confidence and them driving through the neighborhoods trying to find Finney. So I definitely enjoyed the scene.
Yeah, I agree with Jazz. Like you said, the character switch from what we were first introduced from the dad, and then seeing this now. And also, you think about the dad. I mean, his side of the story. He's drunk and he's agitated and everything else. His parents' mom. I mean, what happened to her. So the alcoholism, everything like that, and he's taking it out on the kids, not justifying it, of course, but you sort of see where he's coming from, and then we get this switch of a more a human, aspect of it. He's very understanding of his daughter, and of course, his son is on the line, so he wants to get him back as well. So I enjoyed that a lot. That was one of the things that I really I liked, that switch over.
Yeah, we have a little change of pace here. We go back to the police. They're searching around, going to house, see if they know anything, and we have a little bit of comic relief. We go to the house. We have Max. And he's on the case. He's on the job. He's looking like that meme. I don't know what TV show that is, but I can't. But it's like the meme of the white guy. He got the big chalkboard behind himself, and he's like, "This is what's going." He's on Horrible Bosses. He's the one that
I know which one you're talking
from
about.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, he got the big chalkboard on the wall. He's like, look, everything is going over here, but it looks like, Jazz, you might have been on something. Coke helps. Like, this man on coke, he really putting the crime together.
First off, I know I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't sit up here and promote coke. So what are you insinuating, Jason? That was crazy, and he did it so smooth.
I'm just based on pod episodes. You said it's some classic coke. There's no bleeding. There's no nosebleed.
I asked you that. I was asking you that information. Go back and listen to it. I said, "Ain't that right, Jason?"
Jason just tried to turn Jazz into like a cokehead.
Did you see?
That was, like you said, he did it smooth. That was funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is how narratives are made. That type of shit right there. Because Jason, you wild for that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, Max is. Go ahead, Jason.
I'm not saying, I'm not alluding or trying to say that you do any drugs of any sort. We know you
go back and listen to this.
Yeah, go back 5 minutes, or actually 2 minutes, and see what you just said. You definitely just called her a cokehead. That's crazy.
He did. Which is crazy.
Cokehead, come on now, you putting too much sauce on it. I ain't say all that.
I'm just saying.
But cokehead like to have some fun. They definitely be at the parties jigging.
You'll probably find out before me.
I recently seen a man do crack. Like, I don't, like, just.
How did we get here?
Little Rock is crazy.
Right.
Hey, wow, Little Rock.
I don't know what I was just like, man, like, damn, is it like, shit, if you feel like you need that, brother, go ahead. Like, you may.
Jason, you're not getting up from Louis' cousin, are you? Snowfall reference.
Shout out to Snowfall.
Shout out to Snowfall, man.
Yo, is that problematic?
Go ahead. All
right. So hopefully we get to episode 18, 19, 20, whatever. But imagine like I don't know what's problematic anymore, but like a crackhead reality show.
So all right. So with that, are you just gonna make sure they have access to the crack, or are you just gonna give them enough crack to where they'll be entertaining?
I wasn't gonna give them no crack. I was just gonna let them.
So you just try to have people go through withdrawals?
No, I'm just they getting it from somewhere. I'm not gonna be the provider, but they have their crack, and then just record and watch them every day.
Oh,
because crackheads are superheroes, so they can do a lot of stuff. This is bad. Yeah, why y'all letting me go?
You just call Iron Man a crackhead.
But first of all, you twisted my words. I didn't call Iron Man a crackhead.
But if that's what he said, he's not wrong. He redeemed himself. He was sleeping in bushes. It's the truth.
So he's a better crackhead.
He got better after the crack, I'm assuming. I don't know.
Oh, so yeah, all right.
Wait, are you talking about Tony Stark or Robert Downey?
Yeah, no, he went to Robert Downey. I was on Tony.
Oh, yikes. Oh. So yeah, BlackPhone. So Ethan Hawke.
Who was not on crack.
Hopefully, we don't know.
Man. Yeah, so we going back into the actual story we're here for. Finn is still digging. Finn's still digging, digging an actual hole. He uses the carpet that he was trying to climb out the window with to cover. The whole, so the grabber doesn't see what's going on in the actual home, and he brings him some more food, and he trying to, I guess, get his confidence within that. No, not confidence, not the word. He's trying to get on his side. He's trying to get onto Finn's side, I guess. So he say, "Hey, tell me your name." And give him a BS name, and then he just throws his food in the ground and he throws the paper at him, and he's like, this is your real name. It's like, bro, I don't. Would y'all have lied about that? I mean,
no, because he has access to find out what it is.
Yeah.
So why am I lying?
I mean, you can pull it up on social media, but it
he
wasn't
got a newspaper. Like they print that shit out on the daily back then. So I guess all the horror movies that Finn was watching didn't prepare him for that.
Yeah, no, he definitely.
But he wasn't really watching. He wasn't really watching. Remember his dad? They couldn't really afford to go watch him. So he had, if it was on TV, that's the only way he was going to watch.
Right.
Man, would that have been wild back in the day? You said the TV turns off at a certain time. It's just that little crazy sound when you're watching TV after a certain. Back in the day, just the loud TV. So that's kind of wild. TV turns off. The TV when I was growing up, it was girls going wild at nighttime, and crackheads going wild. Chris, I just thought about that. Did you ever see that? Crackheads going wild.
No. So wait, that was a show?
It was like a movie, like a DVD type thing. They were wilding. They were wilding.
Actually, no, don't bring it. We don't want to promote drug use. I'm sorry. It would be cool. It would be interesting to watch, but no, we're not promoting.
So we have another. So the phone rings again. We have another one of the kids are on the phone. I can't remember his. I don't remember. Griffin. Okay, Griffin. Griffin's on the phone. He tells him, you're not playing the game, but you shouldn't play the game because when you play it, this is, he's kind of prolonging his own life by staying in there and pretty much developing himself, within that. This is me saying that he didn't say it in the movie. I'm just, sitting.
I'm glad you cleared that up because I'm just like, me and Jason watched a different movie.
Yeah, so the naughty boy situation was basically he wants him to leave out and he's going to attack him within that. But because Finn has been listening to what I think is intuition, as well as these ghosts are telling him, it's kind of like he's just up there just chilling, like this nigga, he ain't doing what I need him to do. I'm trying to get him the fuck out of here. He BS. I need a reason, or I need to be provoked within this situation. And the kid tells him, he had a bike. He had a combination lock, and he uses that on the actual door now. But I carved my numbers in the wall. Why the fuck he carved the numbers, but he couldn't put dash or indentions in between?
This was
not
crazy.
helpful at all. Yeah.
But I guess if y'all are in the same situation, are you thinking, oh, let me try to set up something for the kid after me after I die?
It was for me. It was for him, so he wouldn't forget.
Well, you talking about for Griffin?
Yeah, Griffin was doing it for himself, but he was able to pass the information to Finn so he could use it. But I would have
I guess it's a situation where you remember the numbers, but you know how to put them in the combination. So if I give you 3340, well, that's probably too high of a number, but you know what the fuck he did in the movie. So because when Finn said the numbers back to him, the way he broke it down, Griffin was like, I'm not sure. And it's just like, shit. But I thought this scene was dope because it really, you see how Finney was able to think fast on his feet, because there's no way if I was in that situation, I would have been like, okay, so what's the order of the numbers for the combination lock as I'm going upstairs trying not to get snatched or to get caught by the person that just kidnapped me. So that just seemed like, I was just like, damn, that was a really good question. Because you would have got up there, put that in, and you'd have been like, oh, fuck, let me go back downstairs and call Griffin back. Like, which obviously is not an option.
Yeah, you can't call nobody back. You got to answer when they call him. But he goes up. I think he tries it one time. Whatever the first combination didn't work, but the second one did, and he gets out. Did y'all feel like, well, I don't think either one of us felt like it was over. But would y'all have handled this differently? When y'all made it out this house, would y'all have handled this differently?
What could you do really differently?
Knock on somebody's door?
Oh.
He just ran straight down the street.
Yeah,
Like,
it's hard to think logically when you're in like certain situations because like if you just escape from like some creep's basement, your first instinct is, yo, I'm getting far away as possible. You really don't want to stop. You don't. So I get that.
bruh,
It's tough.
bruh, no. Like hide and seek champ. That's me. On God. No, he didn't even like the dude. Like the grabber wasn't on feet chasing him. So like, you're not
He
like
got
you're
in
in
his car, which
Jazz.
yeah,
Jazz,
nah,
come on, Jazz. Come
nah.
with me.
That
Come with me, Jazz.
when he's getting in the car, that takes at least 30 seconds that you got to get yourself a head start.
Yeah.
But I can understand him not going to the house next door because one, you don't know if it's abandoned or not. You don't know your location, so someone may not even be there. He might be in a rural area.
That's true.
So my thought process definitely would have been to try to hide, but especially when you realize he's in a car. Oh, I could just go to somebody's backyard real quick and do some running there. You're not gonna outrun a car, Finney.
Nah.
So you gotta find a way to hide from this person.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's tough. And then it might be a situation where hell, his cousin might live next door that know he got kids in the basement and turn your ass into him. So
Could
that Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So
shout out
neighborhood
which was actually acknowledged in this actual movie because that's what Robin went to go see.
Yeah.
He wanted to go see it. So shout out Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Chris will be watching it here
not
soon.
The latest one though. That latest one does not deserve a shout out.
Chris, that's the one Chris gonna watch soon.
Sorry,
wait, is that the one? Hold on, time out. Is that the one that we made a bet back in the bonus episodes?
We did.
Okay, so we're in October. We'll get to whenever anime comes
next
out.
month.
Oh,
next
Black Panther.
month.
Next month. You too confident. I ain't watching that movie. Get that.
Oh God, you watch. We gonna watch you. Oh God.
I gotta vote that Chris wins this because I'm not trying to watch Shazam. So
it kind of sucks that I'm torn between wanting to win and that because I really want Jazz to watch Shazam. I told you what's gonna happen. She gonna like it, and then she gonna be getting first tickets to Shazam too. She not gonna tell us.
Exactly. She ain't gonna tell us about it. Eventually she may eventually.
Yeah, but Shazam 3 get announced.
Take that shit to the grave.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to brunch.
I'm glad. Just not too many mimosas. Lay off. Just calm down.
Forget the whole movie.
Right.
So we have Gwen. We're going back to Gwen. Gwen is throughout the entire situation since we've met Gwen. She's been praying. She's been praying to God. Doesn't seem as if God is answering the way she wants. What they say, He may not call when you want Him, but He'll be there right on time. I tell you, He's an on time. Come on, Chris. Come on,
I'm letting you rock, Pastor. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Pastor.
They have it's more than one pastor, Jazz. Like
you calling Jason pastor?
He forgives all.
Hell.
That is kind of wild, actually.
The devil is alive.
So Gwen is questioning God. God's not bringing the visions that she feels she needs to be able to save or to help her brother. And this is one of the dopest scenes within the actual movie for me. It was the montage between her having her dream as well as Finn is talking to Vance at the same exact time. So we get initially we get the scene of Vance calling. And like I said, this is when I was like, they just be spattering just irrelevant, crazy nonsense within this situation. But we see it's not. It's actually, it goes into, and before he was actually snatched, this is the bully that she was talking about. Like, I see him whoop a couple of people's ass. Y'all think I'm gonna be the one that can snatch him and get him out the way?
Right. When she was cussing out the cops.
Yeah, when she was cussing the cops out, he's at the I guess the corner store, convenience store, playing pinball, which is a horrible arcade game. Y'all be playing them when y'all go to arcades?
How do you diss pinball? Yeah,
I don't know how you diss pinball.
Y'all like pinball?
That's like saying who doesn't like Uno when you talk about card games. It's pinball.
Or air hockey.
I like air hockey. Like, I like air hockey. I don't like pinball.
Jason must be trash at pinball.
I might be, but it's just not. I don't know. It's just not. That's not. It's not my game.
But he will challenge you.
I don't want to smoke. We can do some Pac-Man. I can do Pac-Man.
You don't want to smoke a Pac-Man.
I'll kill you in Pac-Man.
Oh God, y'all will not.
Jason, you haven't even played her in Mortal Kombat yet, so you got to chill on all these other games first.
Touche.
Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? That tweet where it was a mom was beating her son in Mortal Kombat. The boy was crying.
That's Jason. Jason in adult form.
No.
Oh, I thought you
mom
making
beating her son.
No, I was saying was you gonna.
But he said you was gonna be beating me, and I'm gonna be crying, and you gonna be the mom.
I thought you said an adult. Oh, okay, I got you. I misunderstood.
Got you. Yeah.
Then,
you good? You good? Is the drink? You need some water? You need some milk? Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure you good over there.
Go ahead and get you a snot booger real quick, Jason, since that's your vibe in Arkansas.
So like I said, we get the scene of Vance. This time Gwen is actually in the dream and she's actually moving around, and she jumps in the car, in the actual police car with Vance. And Vance is telling not Vance. Gwen can hear her brother Finney talking to Vance within that situation. So she knows whatever's going on is connected to him as they're actually going to it, and she sees the actual address. I feel like it's scratched on his, like, did he write it on his arm or did she write it on her arm?
He wrote it on the kid's arm that was at the convenience store that fucked up his pinball game.
Got you.
Got you. Insane.
Got you. Yeah, shit, I don't know what was going on. So he sees that, he goes to the actual house and he points it out, and like I said, she gets out. She tries to search for the actual house, but not to avail for her. And then while he gets another call. Well, not another call, but Vance tells him to empty the freezer out of the actual meat and try to get inside of it, which he didn't. I don't feel like he understood what was going on. I didn't understand what was going on with it, but everything that was telling him, everything comes back up and it plays a part within the grand scheme of everything that was within that situation. And then this is when, his guy, Robin, calls. That was like a little touching scene. Robin, reaches back out. How did y'all feel about Robin reaching back out to him?
I was sad that he got snatched up in the beginning. I was just like, damn, because like you mentioned, I think it was you or Chris mentioned earlier, we always refer to these bullies and we don't ever see one that's, on the side of the innocent main character. So, and we realized a lot of the ghosts that Finney was talking to, they never really remember their names. But Robin was able to remember his name. Robin was able to remember Finney. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if that was because Robin was the latest that was snatched up before Finney. But then Bruce did say the first thing that goes is your name. So I'm curious.
Oh, so that makes sense, yeah.
But how Robin was able to remember his and like all the movies and stuff, that the conversations that they had. But I thought this scene was I thought it was sweet and I thought it was cool and represented really good friendship, because when Finney was talking to him, because he had to use the phone to defend himself, and he was just like, will I ever hear from you again? And then Robin was like, no. I was just like, damn.
Yeah.
Now he got to get the name Robin tatted on his arm. So
that's an idea, sure.
Yeah. Is it tat his name on him?
I mean, just like have like a dedication to like his best friend. So yeah. Oh.
I'll honor you in life. So, you saved my life, so I'll live.
He might put
I'm just like,
bird,
so wait,
a robin bird. I probably put like a robin bird or something on my shoulder.
So if y'all had a friend that risked their life to save you,
he didn't risk his life to save me. He was already dead.
In this scenario. But hold on, Jason. If he came back from the dead to speak to you, to give you guidance and help you so you could survive, you're not gonna get attacked? Dedicated.
I would do something to remember him. But I would
be a tat.
I don't have any tats now, so no.
Chris, you're not no tat.
I also don't have any tattoos, so no.
Y'all was telling me what y'all don't have instead of answering my question.
I mean, that's my reason for not doing it. I ain't get no tattoo.
I mean, if I haven't gotten a tat of anything now, I don't know if I'm gonna get a tat then. I may put something in my house, like I might put a Robin up against my wall. That's my protector or some type situation.
Yeah, maybe like a Robin painting. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So y'all gonna get him painted on y'all walls?
A bird, bruh. A bird. Look at
What is Jazz?
No.
Jazz is a troublemaker.
No, but when I said it, it sounded so crazy.
Yeah, it's been sounding crazy since you suggested it.
Yeah, I was gonna say something crazy, but see, growth. I didn't even say it. So
I mean, you still can.
no, I'm not.
We won't
Pastor,
judge you.
relax.
We won't judge you.
Pastor 1, Pastor 2, relax.
So
Big ass
you know,
bastard.
so we go back into the actual house and we see Max. Max is back. Max is again. He feel like he solved this crime. He's looking at the play. He's like, wait, the only place it could be is here. So he begins to go down into the actual basement, and instead of being vigilant, trying to be the hero, he wanted to tell him how he figured out how he found him. That coke done got to him. He get his head busted with an axe.
Bruh.
That was a nice kill scene. What you think, Jazz?
That shit was hilarious. Because he was so excited he found the kid that his brother snatched up. He's like, you want to know how I found you? And Finney is like, no, I do not care. I want you to save me. And then the door opens up more, and then Max get an axe to the head.
Yeah, Max get hit in the head with an axe.
She tried. It's okay.
Fuck you, Chris.
No, that's props. That's props.
Jason didn't even catch it either. Like, but fuck you, Chris. Anyway.
Nah. Okay, that's crazy. See what happened when you give him props and they
Nah. That was fake. He did say them, didn't he? Ooh. But
what?
Anyway, Jason, what'd you think of the death?
When he killed them, I knew. It was kind of expected that it was about to happen as soon as because it was there were the elements of horror they had in here, like the jump scares. They were effective. Within there, it was like he pushes the door open and you see his body just that time. He be creeping, so you're not gonna hear him coming. But he was able to come, creep, and bust his head to the white meat with that axe. So yeah, that was dope.
He had to kill him though.
He had to kill his brother. He was talking to Finney like, man, I had to kill him, but he was an idiot. Like
it'd be like that.
Chris, would you have swung the axe?
Would have what?
Swung the axe.
If I was who? Max?
No, the grabber.
Yeah, I would have killed him. You have to kill him. I like
the
way he killed him though, because it was just like, well, this is a movie. I don't know what movie it is, but it's sort of like after they get stabbed, after they get killed, he sort of walked a little bit more and then fell down. Was it with
an axe?
I don't think it was with an axe, but it just reminded me of when I saw it. It just reminded me of something.
Because that reminds me of Scream 4 when Anthony Anderson's character got killed. He got a knife to the forehead.
Oh, okay, maybe
he did the most after he died.
He was trying to be on Jada's level from Scream 2.
Yeah, no, you got to let it. Yeah,
it wasn't as good.
He was doing the most when he got stabbed. And then we finally have the final showdown. Jazz, you wanna take the final showdown between Finney and the grabber?
Seems like all of the information, the tools that Finney got from the ghost, he was able to utilize them and was able to survive. The grabber came down with his dog. That seems like they got it from Ramsey's kennel. And Finney was just fucking him up. He was remembering everything that Robin told him after the grabber fell into like a trap floor. Mm-hmm. Fucked up his ankles. His ankles are done. And Finney is just going to town, beating him in the face. And he's remembering like all of the ghosts that he spoke to, because he's not only doing that for him, well, obviously killing the grabber for him, but also all the kids that the grabber killed as well. Mm-hmm. So, and then he puts the phone up to the grabber's ear. And I don't remember what they said. They was just like that's what I was saying. They were just saying like random stuff when they was talking to him. Right. Only like they were just talking to him, and everything that they said it formed a complete sentence. Within that, he was like, "Today's your day, motherfucker." Right. It felt like he was talking to Finney, and he's like he was talking, but he really was, like I said, talking with their last things. But when Jazz, you mentioned earlier
you didn't know if it went back to something, but he said it used to ring when he was a kid, but it stopped at some point. So like I feel like I don't know if he had a gift or if it was a thing of he could like if it was just connected at some point. And they changed the actual room or whatnot. But he said it used to ring for him too.
And one of the ghosts also said that the grabber hears the phone, but he
don't acknowledge it.
He doesn't acknowledge it. So I thought that was cool. Chris, what you think about this kind of violent revenge scene?
I like it. I like when the kill. I don't like when like the so you have the killer and then you have the person who was being, tortured or whatever. I don't like where it's sort of like, oh, I'm fighting for my life. Nah, you gotta kill this dude. This dude tried to kill you, kidnap you, all that. I like the kill scene. It was dope. It was mad violent, but I was with it. I liked it. Then he choked him up using the phone, which is poetic.
Right.
So, yeah, so I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was he. Yeah, he got him. He snapped his shit. Yeah, he messed him up. He messed him up. And the sister, as it's going on, she's still investigating. She's still working out. She finds the house, and they go inside the house. And I'm getting Lovely Bones vibes at this point. I hated that movie when it actually came out, but I got a lot of super Lovely Bones. And they went into the house. I'm like, bro, they done killed my, but they done killed the man. I'm like, oh my god, he working from the dead at this point now. I thought Penny was working from the dead. To get him back in that.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's my mind. And I see you see the little refrigerator. I'm like, damn, he done got away. He done buried him, but we figured out they in the wrong house, and he's able to get out of the house. And we got this nice embrace with him and his sister. And that was just like a super triumphant situation when he gets back with his sister. And he goes back to school. And everybody is just talking, just digging him up. Like, well, they not talking to him, the whispers at school, but they just like, bro, he the one that did it? Like, I heard he killed him with a phone. I heard he choked him to death. I heard he stabbed him to death. I heard him, just all different rumors that's going around. But it's a small town, small school, because everybody is talking about it. But, he finally has the confidence that Robin wanted him to have, and now he has, like he has it, and he tells the girl, don't call him Finney no more, call him Finn. So now he big Finn. In this situation, but that was the end of TheBlackPhone. What did y'all? Was it good though? Our main question.
Jazz.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I appreciated the concept of it because it was new, it was different, it was very creative.
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciated that. I know I had a few. I spoke to y'all, and then a few other people was just like, this movie was really good. So I was just like, yeah, let me check it out. Prior to us deciding we wanted to review it. I thought everybody did a great job at this film.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Especially Gwen. I really enjoyed her her role in this movie. I think Ethan Hawke did a great job. We talked about at the beginning of the podcast, range. He came across very creepy, that whole, characterization, everything. I thought the supernatural part was interesting too, like speaking of the dead and everything like that. I wasn't expecting it. I only saw the trailer once, and that was a minute ago. So I sort of went into the film blind, but I really liked having that aspect. There wasn't something off top. And then like even we mentioned earlier in the podcast, it wasn't really horror per se. It was more like a thriller, things like that. So I enjoyed the whole, the atmosphere of everything. It's a timepiece back in the 70s, so we sort of get that too. I enjoyed it a lot. Jason, what about you?
Yeah, I fucked with it. Like I rocked with it. It was real. It was different when it came to it. Anything that's going back to like a period piece back in the 70s, 80s, before you have all the technology, you have a good palette to create, a horror or suspense type of movie, because a lot of things are taken away within it, and it just stand a sense of time when you go into it. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, this couldn't be said now. Find My iPhone would have ended the whole movie.
if you sharing it, the people I work with, a lot of people don't use that feature. Like a lot of people don't set their stuff prior to, so, and they call to try to get it set up, and it's like you done with at this point. Is but yeah, nah. Lincoln Thrones. Who did you get? Well, before we get there, any ledges for this movie?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if it's so much of a ledge where I had a big issue with it, but maybe a little bit more backstory on the grabber. But at the same time, I don't like. I like what we got because it gives him more mystery. So like he was, mysterious and creepy off top, but then not getting like a motivation for why he was doing all this stuff. I think it fit well. So if I had one, it would be backstory, but it's not significant enough for me to be like it was an issue.
You want you a prequel story?
I mean, a prequel is very possible. I would prefer if Ethan Hawke came back for a prequel if they do that. And then maybe get a bit more of a backstory, maybe even something with his parents, or maybe more information on Max and his relationship, something like that. I'd be open for it. I'd definitely watch.
What about you, Jazz? You have any legends for this one?
It was definitely going to be, what did y'all think his motivation was? But like Chris just mentioned, I don't even know if we even have one, which is another reason that made this movie so eerie and different, because anytime you watch a movie, especially horror and suspense, because how my mindset is set up, I don't get scared on things if I feel like I'm not going to be a victim in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is like Chucky, Jason, Michael Myers. I'm not going to no lake. Ain't no white dog gonna try to possess my black body. And I don't hang with bitches that got crazy killer brothers. So, like, those movies didn't really scare me. Freddy, oh, he fucked with everybody. So for this particular movie, you did not have a motive. He was just snatching up little boys. And like for no reason at all. I'm just like, what was your purpose of even doing this? So I think that would be dope if we get a prequel. I hope the same people be on it. The producer, director.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, I need the same folks. I don't want the studio just to go, we're going to make a prequel because this movie was successful and not bring in the same people. Like, stick with the same folks, because I definitely think it has good potential to be a good prequel.
It does, man. Ethan Hawke, there's not much more we can say about him. He's been going crazy with movies this year, crazy in TV shows. But Lincoln Thrones, what do you got? Who is you guys? Lincoln Thrones. Who do you?
I'm gonna go first. Sorry to cut you off, Jason. I rarely go first. Now I was just like, it ain't that many people in here that I know. I was like, let me go first. So my Link of Thrones is going to be Max. Max's name is James Ramson. He was in Sinister with Ethan Hawke, and which is why I was like, Jason's over here talking about. You said the writer of this also did Sinister and the Emily Rose.
The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Right. Yeah. So I was just like, Jason, relax. Stop trying to check good facts that I can use. But Max, this is like Max and Ethan Hawke. Well, Max and James were in Sinister together. So yeah.
Okay. Jason, who you got?
Chris?
Good, Jason. I'll go last.
I took yours.
Nah.
You took mine. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna use
yes, that's crazy.
I'm gonna use Jeremy Davies. This is the father in here. And I'm gonna use Saving Private Ryan. Oldie but goodie. He was in there. Corporal Upham.
Okay. Mine is gonna be E. Roger Mitchell. He was Detective Wright, and he was in Flight with Denzel Washington.
He was a drunk pilot.
Denzel was.
What? Oh wait, no.
Flight.
Not on Flight. Not the other guy. He wasn't.
No, Denzel.
Denzel was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Underrated movie. Super.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I like that movie a lot. So. Hopefully it's not too much of a sleeper. I feel like a lot of people may have seen it, but just in case, check it out anyway.
Most definitely. Jazz, you want to close this out?
I will. This is our episode 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we will continue on with our horror movie reviews. We're gonna lighten up the mood on the next couple of episodes for y'all folks that don't like horror movies. Shout out to everybody that follows. Definitely want to give a shout out to everybody in our chat community. Love y'all interactions. Y'all was saying some wild stuff. I ain't gonna drop no names this week, but yeah, just thank you for everybody showing support to the pod, follow, review, and sharing and all of that. We definitely appreciate it. Jason, you got anything?
I don't. Just more so doubling in. Well, not more so doubling, but more of what you said. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for sharing. Comment on the videos, YouTube, whatever it is. We appreciate the appreciation. Chris?
Yeah, y'all said it perfectly. All the support is much appreciated. Of course, episode 17, we keeping it going. Feeling good. Like Jazz said, we'll be back, lighten the mood a little bit. We still, doing our little horror October thing, but something nice for y'all, a little throwback. So looking forward to that, of course. As we always said, like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. We appreciate it as well. Was it good though? I'm Chris. We got Jazz, Jason, and we out.
Deuces.